Welcome to Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
A back to school brochure arrived in today.
Let's take a look inside. Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
Yes, you're very welcome along to United Park for this SSE Airtricity League First Division game between Drogheda United and Galway United. Drogheda, of course, looking to bounce back from that disappointing 3-0 draw against Athlone Town on Friday evening, a game in which they trailed twice but ultimately took the lead with about 6 minutes to go, but sadly for them conceded a late penalty and they came away with just a point when they would have really been expected to win that game. But I can tell you they've made a few changes this evening. Just before we get to those, I'd like to welcome everybody along listening on the LMFM app and the LMFM website, and indeed on the Drogheda United YouTube channel. David Sheehan here on commentary once again, and a fairly wet evening here at United Park with perfect conditions for football, a nice slick pitch, no wind to speak of, and ideal conditions really for passing football. Let's just bring you through the teams because there have been 4 changes made by both managers. Tim Clancy obviously reacting to that disappointing result on Friday by making 4 changes, and it's Hugh Douglas, Chris Lyons, and we have Mark Hughes coming back from suspension, and also Ryan O'Shea coming into the starting line. Players to lose out are Jack Chute, Stephen Meany, James Clark and Richie O'Farrell. So Drogheda United team in full is David Odamosu in goal. The back line of James Brown and Conor Kane, the 2 fullbacks. Derek Prendergast and Hugh Douglas, as I said, coming into the team there. In midfield it's Jake Hyland, Brandon Birmingham and Mark Hughes, and it's Ryan O'Shea, Mark Doyle and Chris Lyons at the front 3, as we expect it to be anyway, at least. And Galway for their part have made 4 changes of their own, and in come Matthew Connor in goal. We're just going to have, we will have a minute's silence in a moment, but we'll run you through the team first of all. Matthew Connor comes in goal. Stephen Christopher, Timmy Malloy and Vinnie Faherty also come in. Out go Kevin Horgan, Mark Ludden, Mikey Place and former Drogheda defender Kevin Farher. And the referee just coming into the centre circle with his officials. We bring you that Galway United team in full in a moment, but we are going to have a minute's silence just before this game gets underway. And well, actually the players are going in for the toss, so we'll get to the Galway team now. It's Matthew Connor in goals. It's Jack Lynch, Chris Horgan, Timo Pations, the Belgian, Maurice Nugent, Timmy Malloy, Shane Duggan, Stephen Christopher, Donald Higgins, Vinnie Faherty and Shane Doherty. So Galway United, as I say, coming into this game, well, they haven't had a really good start to this season at all. They still haven't had a win, had 6 games, and as I say that now, we are going to have that minute's silence, so we'll just pause for a brief moment to remember Brendan Loughran, really great servant of Drogheda United, who passed away sadly last week. Park, as I mentioned there, Galway United really having a torrid time of it so far this season. They sit just 1 place off the bottom of the First Division. They've only got 4 points from their 6 games, and tellingly they've only scored 5 goals. Drogheda United, for their part, they're sitting in 3rd place and they're 5 points behind Cabinteely, who are also in action tonight. They're away to Longford Town, a real top of the table clash in that one, so Drogheda United will be hoping possibly for a Longford Town win or a draw in that game to make up a little bit of ground, because it's Cabinteely on top, 6 games played, 5 wins, 1 draw, 16 points, and it's Longford Town in second on 13 points as the players take a knee, a very familiar sight now across grounds in Ireland and beyond, of course. At this stage we're well used to seeing it, and we'll get underway in a moment's time. Drogheda United playing from right to left as we look at it in this first half, as they were against Bray Wanderers last Friday week, and they'll be hoping for a similarly positive first half. Went in at 2-0 up in that game, and as I say, that little setback on Friday night, but they'll be hoping to get back to winning ways, and they really should be beating the likes of Galway, you would expect, if recent form is anything to go by, and the fact that Drogheda are at home and they have serious ambitions to get promoted, and they were on the attack straight away. And well, it was a good interception from Jake Hyland played it to Brandon Birmingham, and his cross was intercepted well by Matthew Connor, who comes back into the side tonight for Kevin Horgan. As I said, both teams making 4 changes from the teams that played on Friday. Galway United going down 1-0 at home to Longford, and as I said, Drogheda was that 3-3 draw against Athlone Town. It's James Brown over on that far side of the field, getting his head to it, flicked on by Brandon Birmingham. Got that spectacular goal against Shamrock Rovers 2 a few weeks ago, and looking to add another one to his total this evening. As you would expect, Drogheda's top goal scorers this season, Chris Lyons and Mark Doyle, with 3 each. Galway's top scorer, Francili Lombardo, is not involved tonight, or in fact he's on the bench I should say. He isn't starting, but he may well be called upon later in the game. Here come Galway. Timmy Malloy back to his captain Shane Duggan. As I mentioned, former Drogheda defender Kevin Farragher started last weekend but not involved tonight. He may have picked up an injury in that game. He was replaced early on. And here come Galway United out of defence. Look to be playing a fairly conventional 4-4-2, but we'll keep a close eye on that formation as the game progresses. Could be a 4-4-3-3 possibly as well, which is the same formation as Drogheda have been favouring for quite a while now under Tim Clancy. And a long kick-out's intercepted by Mark Hughes, back from suspension, of course, got that red card against Shamrock Rovers 2 up in Tala a couple of weeks ago, served his 2-game ban, and he's back into the centre of midfield, and he's a vital component in that team. Really gives them a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a physical presence, and a very good passer of the ball as well. Nice little bit of play there from Stephen Christopher. Inside here to Chris Horgan. Lays it back. Galway United looking to work an opening here, but that's a long ball through the middle from Maurice Nugent, and it goes all the way through again, skids off this greasy surface. It will make it a slick passing surface, but for balls through like that, they are going to hit the grass and skid away unless they're very perfectly placed. David Odumosu's long kick, and well chested down. Nice bit of composed play there, and a foul from Chrissy Lyons, and that was a good bit of play there from Jack Lynch, winning the free kick. Very composed play, taking the ball down in his chest, winning the free kick, and Chris Lyons, as I say, helping him up. So long ball played down the field, well headed clear by Hughie Douglas, signing from Bray Wanderers in the close season. It seems like quite a while ago now, given all that's gone on in the interim. Derek Prendergast gets his head to that one, a little bit of head tennis. Mark Doyle goes in, tidies it up, and then a rather wild lunge or kick there from Shane Duggan just puts the ball into touch. It looked like he maybe was expecting a challenge to come in, but as it was, he just managed to put the ball into touchdown in this right hand corner. As we look at from our position on the gantry, the floodlights already on. Quite a dark evening here, and I suppose we're getting to that time of year when the evenings are getting a little bit shorter into mid-August now. And James Brown scurrying back to his right back position, and he'll take the throw in. Hughie Douglas has come short for him. He's shorn the locks, Hughie Douglas. We are so used to him seeing him with the long hair for so long, but he's given it a bit of a trim, and taking his place alongside Derek Prendergast tonight. Vastly experienced centre-back partnership. Hugh Douglas, so many years of service under his belt with Bray, and Derek Prendergast, of course, former Drogheda player in his past, then went to Shelburne and has come back to United Park in the off-season. Scored that crucial goal for Shelburne up at Talca Park last year, which not quite ended Drogheda's promotion challenge, but almost did in terms of automatic promotion. It was a real hammer blow for them, because they definitely deserve to come away from that game with something, but Douglas's header put paid their chances in that particular one, lost it 2-1. Now here's Mark Doyle. As I said, the man, joint top scorer so far this season with 3 goals, along with Chris Lyons. Derek Prendergast has to get his skates on a little bit, and thought he might have been better off putting that one into touch in the end. He's given it back to a Galway man, and well, James Brown intercepts well. It was Timmy Malloy who cut out that clearance from Hugh Douglas, and it's gone out for a throw in to Galway United over on that far side of the field, and it's Timmy Malloy with it, looking around, and it's actually Timmy Malloy who has it now. Galway United down this near side, looking to work something. Stephen Christopher cuts inside onto his left foot. Is he going to have a go? He is, and it's well, a little bit of a warning shot there. Didn't trouble David Odumosu, but a little warning there from Galway United as to what they are capable of. Nice bit of play from Stephen Christopher, cutting inside onto that left foot of his and firing it wide. Christopher, one of the 4 men coming into the starting lineup for Galway, along with Matthew Connor in goals, Timmy Malloy and Vinnie Faherty up front. So first shot in anger in the game, and it's come to Galway United, and Chris Lyons winning a free kick. He must be up there among the record holders for free kicks won in this first division in the last few years. He always seems to cause problems for defenders, even though he is slight in stature, but he's a habit of getting himself between the man and the ball and drawing fouls. Now this is an identical position from where Jake Hyland's free kick a couple of weeks ago, when it dropped to James Clark on the edge of the box and he fired that spectacular goal, dropping in around the same spot again, and this time, it was Mark Doyle nipping in around the back, and it was just taken off his head by, I think it was Timmy Malloy. A little bit of defending there from the Galway man, with a dangerous ball in from Jake Hyland. Really does get a lot of height on him. They do dip down quite quickly in around the penalty spot, and it would be Hyland himself to take the corner kick. First corner of the game. And here he comes with that left foot of his, dropping for Hugh Douglas, gets the head to it, but comes back off his opposite number, Maurice Nugent, and the referee has seen a foul there, and it was Ryan O'Shea committing the foul, and it's going to be a free out to Galway United, taken by Shane Duggan back to his goalkeeper Matthew Connor. And he is a look around under no hurry whatsoever. And just about 7 minutes gone here, taking his time. And it's Mark Doyle back there doing a nice bit of defending, and well played. A nice little flick from Brandon Birmingham. And it's going to be a throw in to Drogheda United. And it's back with Jake Hyland again, taking it off James Brown, and it's gone out again for another throw in to Drogheda. Back with Mark Hughes, as I say, back in the starting lineup after that suspension. Connor Kane down his left hand side. And back with Derek Prendergast again, and who conceded that late penalty on Friday evening. And Mark Doyle playing very deep. It's almost like he's in the midfield, but you expect to see him pushing further forward as Drogheda attack. Here comes Connor Kane down the left hand side, just gets away from him a little bit, but he manages to regain possession. Mark Hughes calls for it short, and again he just try and stick things together in midfield. Derek Prendergast takes it back off Jake Hyland and looks for a long ball through the middle. Ryan O'Shea, the slight figure of Ryan O'Shea jumping for it, and did well to challenge, but it's Galway United who come away with possession. A long clearance. Derek Prendergast in very well again there. He started this game well, Derek Prendergast. And it's going to be a throw in to Galway United. And, no real significant chances in this game yet, but the only shot really in anger coming from Galway United. Drogheda United yet to create a real chance of any significance, and here come Galway again. Vinnie Faherty has it, he slips the ball down the channel, and well, referee's given a free kick against Hugh Douglas there. Looked like a 6 of one, half a dozen of another, but the referee says it was the red-haired defender who was doing the pulling on Shane Doherty. And he's given a free kick, and he has the old white spray to hand. And with just about 10 minutes gone here at United Park, it's going to be a free kick to Galway United. It'll be taken by their captain Shane Duggan, left-footed. Galway in their chain strip of all white tonight, of course, their home kit very similar to that of Drogheda United. Whipped in again, a lovely ball with the left foot, and then around the back post is a chance. Well, it's scrambled away, but it's come back in, and a high foot there not given. Well, he does give the free kick, the referee David Odamosu, not one bit happy. It was a very good free kick in by Shane Duggan to the back post, and a real scramble in Drogheda goal mouth, and they managed to get it clear, but very nervy moments. And David Odamosu waving his hands in frustration there, wasn't too happy with the defenders. They survive, and Derek Prendergast has it again, plays it across Marquis dropping very deep in between his two centre backs to pick up possession. Comes out with the now number 45 on his back, and was looking for the run of James Brown down the right hand flank, but was well blocked. And good charging down there by Shane Doherty. And it's going to be a throw in rather to Drogheda United. James Brown to take it. Flicked on, and well, it was Chris Lyons going for the flick on there from Brandon Birmingham. James Brown has the throw in again. Mark Doyle back to Brown, played in towards Chris Lyons on the edge of the box, gets away from his man. Is that a penalty? It must be. It is a penalty to Drogheda United. Referee took his time, I must say. He had a look at it, which is probably the right way to do it. No VAR here, unfortunately, at United Park, but it definitely looked a penalty from up here, I must say. I think it was Maurice Nugent who made the challenge. Chris Lyons just getting the ball in the edge of the box, give him a bit of space, and he's gone, and it was just a clumsy tackle with the Galway defender. Referee took a few seconds, had a little bit of a think about it, maybe replayed it in his head before blowing the whistle and pointing to the spot. So with just about 13 minutes gone here at United Park, it's going to be Chrissy Lyons to take it. Right footed, up he comes, and he buries it straight down the middle. Chris Lyons. So that's 1-0 to Drogheda United with 12 minutes gone at United Park. And perfect start for them, and again, it was the first chance they've had. The only chance we had in the game before that was a half chance for Galway with a shot from Stephen Christopher. So a great start for Drogheda United, and Lyons making the penalty, winning it himself and converting it. So 12 minutes gone at United Park, and it's Drogheda United leading Galway United by a goal to nil. As I said, a couple of other games taking place tonight in the First Division. It's UCD versus Athlone and Longford versus Cabinteely, so we'll keep an eye on those games as the afternoon or the evening progresses. Drogheda will definitely be interested in the score between Cabinteely and Longford. So an ideal start for the home team here. And no goals in the other games to report so far, what we can see. But just one goal here. Chris Lyons' penalty giving the home side the lead. But here come Galway United, and that's Shane Duggan. Well, he skied it a little bit, came to him very quickly, and he didn't have a whole lot of time to get it under control. Did well to get the shot away, but just sliced it off his left boot and into the stand. Well, into the nets behind the goal at least. And as I said, Galway really in desperate need of some points here. No wins, just 4 draws and 2 defeats. And as I said, the other statistic that jumps out is the 5 goals they've scored this season. Drogheda, goal scoring never really a problem for them, as was last season. They're the top scorers in the division at the moment. They've scored 15. But then you look at the goals conceded column, and they've conceded 8. And only Athlone, UCD and Shamrock Rovers 2 have conceded more. And you look at Cabinteely at the top and Longford, they've only conceded 3 goals and 2 goals respectively. So maybe that tells you where Drogheda's problems lie. No problem scoring them, keeping them out at the other end is a concern though. Here's Chris Lyons again, and he's had another go, and this time it slices off his left boot. But that's just a demonstration of the sort of talent he has. Took the penalty with his right, but not afraid to have a go with his left boot there, albeit the results weren't as decisive. So it's a goal kick for Galway United. 0 to Drogheda United here with 19 minutes gone. Long kick out from Matthew Connor. And Tim Clancy over on that far side of the field. And it's James Brown to take the throw in. And he's giving it to Chris Lyons again. First out in front of his man. Well, handball given. I did say 90 minutes, it is 15 minutes gone. Getting a little bit ahead of myself there. Quarter of an hour. Got Drogheda United leading by a goal to nil. And as I said, they would have been very disappointed with that 3-3 draw on Friday evening. Adrian Taft covered that game for us and said they just didn't quite get going. Chris Lyons spoke afterwards, said they weren't at their best. But they held on for a 3-2 win. It would have been one of those games where you say you get the win without playing well. Unfortunately, they weren't just able to do that, conceding that late penalty. But they've gotten the penalty tonight, and it's given them a 1-0 lead. Connor watched the right shoulder is the instruction of Derek Prendergast. He's telling Connor Kane just to keep an eye and cover in front of him. Derek Prendergast. He's keeping an eye on Vinnie Farley there, the strong physical presence of the striker. Hughie Douglas well in there. And some surprise maybe Hughie Douglas hasn't started more games. I know we're only back after the break, but it has very much been Jack Chute and Derek Prendergast who are seem to be the first choice centre back pairing, but changes made tonight by Tim Clancy, 4 changes in all, as I said. In case you missed those, it's Hugh Douglas, Chris Lyons, Ryan O'Shea and Mark Hughes in for Jack Chute, Stephen Meany, James Clark and Richie O'Farrell. And here come Galway United again, 1-0 down after that Chris Lyons penalty on 12 minutes. And it's a nice little bit of play there from Shane Doherty, just flicked it around the corner past Hugh Douglas, but again David Odamosu is out. And there's a long ball to Chris Lyons. The keeper's come a long way for this one. He's missed it completely. Lyons, oh well, just for a moment there it looked like it was going to be 2-0. The goalkeeper came rushing out of his goal, not quite sure he needed to, and it was Maurice Nugent who made what turned out to be a last ditch block there on Chris Lyons. And long ball from David Odamosu, skidded off the turf. Chris Lyons was away, and I thought we might have had a Schumacher moment there as Matthew Connor came running from his goal, but luckily Chris Lyons avoided him and almost made it 2-0 to Drogheda United. But here come Galway again, and there's a little bit of a break on. They've got 3 forward, and there's Drogheda jerseys streaming back, and Derek Prendergast came across to make a challenge. He's not one bit pleased that he's been found guilty of a foul. He's gotten himself a yellow card as well. And it was a body check, all right, but I'm not sure he could just disappear. He came across to make the challenge, but you're going to get free kicks given for that 9 times out of 10. And so he goes into the book, Derek Prendergast, with 18 minutes gone. And it's going to be a free kick. And here's Shane Duggan now with his left foot. We saw him deliver a lovely ball into the box a few moments ago that almost resulted in a goal. It certainly was a half chance that was scrambled clear, and it looks like Duggan's going to have a crack here. He is indeed. Oh, it's deflected. It comes off the crossbar. The referee blew the whistle. I thought he was actually calling a halt. The paper still in the goal mouth. And Drogheda United scramble it clear again. Got a deflection off the end of the wall. David Onamosu, powerless, came back off the crossbar and back into play. So that's 2 free kicks Drogheda have conceded around the box, and on both occasions Shane Duggan's delivery, the first time created a chance, that time he had a go, and I think David Odamosu would have had it covered had it gone or remained on its original course, but it caught the end of the wall, back off the crossbar, and that's another long speculative ball from Duggan, but this time it's cut out by James Brown. Handball in midfield there. Timmy Malloy just didn't quite control it, and he's conceded a free kick. But Drogheda United leading a charmed life a few moments ago with that clearance. Not alone did the ball come back off the crossbar, but almost conceded on the rebound. A mass of bodies in the box, and they managed to get it away. Now here come the Drogheda United men again. It's back to Mark Hughes. Jake Hyland comes short for it on the halfway line. Connor Kane is wide open on this near side, but dinged forward by Hyland. Drops to Mark Hughes, who's definitely playing, looks to be playing a deeper role than normal for him. Mark Doyle, rather. Referee gives a free kick to Galway United. Jake Hyland suggested it was a high push from the Galway player, but the referee isn't having any of that. And it's a free kick to the men from the west. And again, it's that man Shane Duggan with his left foot, looking to cause more problems for the home side here. Plays a nice ball in to Stephen Christopher, gets it back again. Duggan has a look up, slides a little ball in, a lovely little flick there from Vinnie Fardy. Didn't quite come off, but very clever play from the striker. And it's that sort of creativity that can just open things up here come Drogheda on the attack, and it's Brandon Birmingham's cross, and that's gone out for another corner to Drogheda, their second of the game. I know some people are very interested in corner statistics, so that's just the second one tonight. And we have 20 minutes gone at United Park. 1-0 to Drogheda United, in case you've just tuned in. You're listening to LMFM and indeed the Drogheda United YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live. Myself, David Sheehan, on commentary here. As I said, a nice calm evening for football. A little bit wet, but no wind or anything to speak of. Here comes the corner. It's in around. Mark Doyle flicks it on. Well, it was, I think, Ryan O'Shea going in with the goalkeeper. Mark Doyle got up for the header and bounced into the ground up in front of the keeper. And Galway get it clear. So 1-0 to Drogheda. Chris Lyons with the penalty on 12 minutes. And whilst they'll be very happy to have that lead, they've ridden their luck a little bit on a couple of occasions when Galway have gotten free kicks, and that's something that they'll want to watch out for, because left foot of Shane Duggan a definite threat. But here come Drogheda again, looking to make it 2-0. Jake Hyland flicks on, looks to be offside there, Ryan O'Shea, but no, or Brandon Birmingham rather. A flag does indeed go up, and it's going to be a free kick to Galway to be taken by Matthew Connor. Again, Drogheda United just regrouping. Derek Prendergast organising his defence. A long one down the middle, and it's Prendergast who goes up for it with Vinnie Fardy. I suspect those two are going to have a good old battle this evening. Two big, strong men. And well, Galway player, it was just misjudging it there a little bit. And it's going to be a throw in to Drogheda United. It was Stephen Christopher who just misjudged the ball as it dropped. Derek Prendergast going up again with Vinnie Fardy. Fardy just muscles him out of the way and manages to flick it on. But again, great defending there from Huey Douglas, throwing his body in, getting his head to it. Now we have it back, Vinnie Fardy. Back to Chris Horgan. Has a look up. Advances a few yards, plays it into Fardy. And he has to go all the way back to Maurice Nugent. And he's gone all the way back even further to Matthew Connor as Galway look to switch the play and rebuild again from the back. Long ball through the middle, but aimless enough stuff there. And it's all the way through to David Odumosu. So Drogheda United leading by that Chris Lyons penalty to 0. Lyons driving his spot kick down the middle after 12 minutes. But as I said, if you've just joined us, Drogheda have ridden their luck a little bit. Galway United hitting the crossbar, albeit from a deflection off a free kick, but and almost scrambling the rebound in. But Drogheda still hold that 1-0 lead. They'll be quite happy with that for the time being. Here's Chris Lyons, the man who got the goal, looking for a bit of support. He's, again, as he always does, holds up the ball very well, but unfortunately just runs out of room a little bit there, and it's gone out for a throw in over on that far side of the field. And it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. And again, Galway look to get something going. A long ball. Derek Prendergast lets a big roar. Mark Hughes gets out of the way, and it's broken for Mark Doyle, but unfortunately he just can't control it. Comes back to Jake Hyland. Is he going to have a crack? He is. And it's certainly the kind of night to have a go, because with that greasy surface, anything can happen, and we've already seen that deflected free kick. So definitely kind of evening to have a pot shot if nothing else is on. Skids off the turf, who knows where it goes. Derek Prendergast once again. He's having a good battle with Vinnie Fardy, and he's winning that particular battle just at the moment, but it's a long way to go in this game. And we have 24 minutes gone at United Park, 1-0 to the home side. And as I said a little bit earlier on, it's a win that's badly needed even at this stage of the season, because we do have that shortened season now, of course, in the First Division and indeed in the Premier. I can tell you that Cabinteely have taken the lead away to Longford Town, as Fardy has another shot, another pot shot there, but no joy for him. Zach O'Neill has scored for Cabinteely. They lead Longford by a goal to 0, and Athlone have taken the lead away to UCD. 1-0 in that one also. And it's going to be a goal kick for Drogheda United. David Odumosu to take it. Man, he's been in great form. Ross Tracy on the bench, incidentally, for Drogheda from a goalkeeping perspective. Luca Grazzer, who played most of last season, is out injured at the minute, so he's not available. Adam Wickstead, likewise, not available. He's a man that Tim Clancy would dearly love to have back. Missed so much of last season with that injury, and not quite available yet this season either. He did come back, of course, towards the end of last year to help them in the playoffs, but not just back to fitness this time around yet. He's a man that they could definitely do with Drogheda United. And here's Conor Kane. Mark Doyle comes short for it, but doesn't get onto it, and it's just over Chris Lyons' head, and it's square from Maurice Nugent, knocked along through the middle. Hugh Douglas takes it on his chest. Safety first from Douglas, but straight up in the air. And it's dropping for James Brown, a little bit of aerial tennis there, and it's gone out of play there. Brandon Birmingham just not quite able to keep it in. And Galway in possession once again. Lights on here at United Park. And again, as we said before, sad that there's no supporters in the ground, but we are delighted to be able to bring you live coverage of these games. And we hope you're enjoying it wherever you're listening in from in the world or viewing from. Here's Ryan O'Shea. Back to Conor Kane. Knocked along again. Chris Lyons is going to set off and chase here, and again Matthew Connor is straight out of his goal to clear it. He's been very quick off his line, Matthew Connor. You just hope for his sake that he doesn't get caught out at any stage. But for the moment, he's only got that one goal against him, and that was from the penalty spot. Little he could do about it down the middle from Chris Lyons. And here come Galway United again. Timo Parton's over on that far side, Belgian defender. Into midfield, Timmy Malloy plays it to Shane Duggan again. Very much a key player for Drogheda United with that left foot. Beautiful ball over that far side, and again, well, the greasy surface is making it difficult for Chris Horgan over on that far side, or rather, I think it was Timo Parton's over there. Just a difficult one for him to control. And here come Galway United again. Plenty of possession, Galway. And anyone who thought, not that anyone did, I don't think, that Drogheda would have it handy tonight, well, they may have thought the same about that trip to Athlone last week, and it didn't out. So just because Galway have had no wins, they've had 4 draws, so they're no mugs. They're just struggling to get that first win on the board, but if they could, maybe that would just kick their season into life. But they've another chance here from a free kick, and once again Shane Duggan is over. I don't think he's going to take this one. No, it's flipped in towards the back post, and David Odumosu comes out, claims it well. It was Maurice Nugent who crept up the back post, but well claimed by the Drogheda custodian. And long ball through the middle from Conor Kane, and it's been missed by Chris Horgan, and Chris Lyons has it, and Horgan got back, but he's given away the free kick on the edge of the box, and this is another great opportunity for Drogheda United. Lyons once again earning the foul, just approaching the half-hour mark, nearly 29 minutes gone at United Park, and it's going to be a free kick for Drogheda United on the edge of the box. And well, we have the usual suspects over it. Jake Hyland, not sure it'll suit his left foot, but Brandon Birmingham is certainly showing a bit of interest as well. Hyland would have to bend it into this near post if he was going to, you would imagine. And I would imagine the keeper is going to edge across and cover the other side of the goal. The wall will cover the near post. So Hyland, well, there's no disguise going on here. He's going to have a shot. Brandon Birmingham's just on the end of the wall. The referee's telling him to move out of the way. There'll be no antics from him. Hyland has a go, and it's just gone over the bar. Couldn't quite keep it down. So no luck for the Drogheda captain there with that one. And it's going to be a goal kick for Galway United as the man in the high-vis jacket scampers across to get the ball for Matthew Connor. And away we go again. Galway United looking to create something in this last quarter, hour before half time. And it's back with Jack Lynch. Has a look around, dinks a long ball. Well, more than a dink, it's a long thump down the field. It's come back again and Drogheda get possession back. Derek Prendergast onto that left foot of his. Good ball over here towards Ryan O'Shea. Well challenged by Chris Horgan. Inside to Shane Duggan again and knocked down the line, but it's well intercepted by Mark Hughes. And himself and Conor Kane just getting each other's way, and it's going to be a throw in to Galway United. Stephen Christopher leaves it behind him. Shane Duggan chests it back to Chris Horgan, and a nice little bit of interplay there. Vinnie Fardy flicks it on. Shane Doherty has a support and he gets it back, and it's a decent ball in. James Brown at the back post flicks it away, and it's broken to Brandon Birmingham into Jake Hyland. Mark Doyle makes the break from him, and it's back to Birmingham again, setting off down that right hand channel. And well, I think that ball is going to end up in the Lourdes Hospital. Certainly the Galway defender was taking no chances with that one. Out of the ground, and it's James Brown who's gotten himself another ball, and away we go again. And he gets it back via Jake Hyland's chest into Chris Lyons, manages to get a toe end to it, and it works out. It's come back to Jake Hyland over here to Conor Kane, and he's faced by Stephen Christopher. Christopher well, does very well, blocks the cross, attempted cross, and comes away with it, and it's broken nicely for Shane Doherty. Gets away from Derek Prendergast, and there's a chance here, and it's after running through to Shane Duggan, and well, the referee is given a goal kick. That was a great opportunity for Shane Duggan. The ball wasn't intended for him, but it ran beyond everybody into his path, making a charging run through the midfield onto the edge of the box, and I really thought he was going to hit the target there and give David Odumosu a problem, but just was challenged as he hit it, and that was enough to put him off. There was a shout for a penalty from the Galway United players, but the referee was never going to give that. A long kick from David Odumosu. Brandon Birmingham jumping for it, and the referee's given a free kick against the youngster. And the Galway player looks to be Donald Higgins. He's picking himself up a little bit gingerly, or he's still on his hands and knees. Physio comes on. Let's see if he's okay. He may have just landed awkwardly more than anything. There was no malice in the challenge from Birmingham. So with 32 minutes gone now, it's Drogheda United still leading by that Chris Lyons penalty to 0. And Galway United with the free kick. Taken short, Shane Duggan. And again, they just look for a little bit of movement, but have to go back to Matthew Connor once again, not for the first time this evening. And it's a long ball headed clear by Hugh Douglas. Jake Hyland jumping for the midfield with Shane Duggan, and Duggan in there again, wins it well. He's having a good game tonight, the Galway United captain. Touch of class about him, but he's got plenty of steel and physicality about him as well. Not afraid to get in and mix it in the centre midfield, which I guess is a prerequisite for that position. Throw into Galway over on that far side of the field. Hugh Douglas facing off with Vinnie Fardy, back into Duggan in midfield again, has a little look onto that left foot. Fardy showing some nice touches, the big striker, a few little flicks and little one-touch layoffs. Back to Duggan again, and he's lost possession, and well, the ball was there to be won, but certainly Chris Lyons didn't appreciate the challenge. It was a little bit robust. I only said a few moments ago he wasn't afraid to pull himself about, and he's gotten himself a yellow card. And maybe 20 or 30 years ago you would have gotten away with that one. He did win the ball, but he went through Chris Lyons at the same time. So booking for the Galway United captain. Chris Lyons again, you give him a sniff of possession, he'll take it off your toe and he'll be away, as was the case there. Didn't quite get away that time, but free kick to Drogheda taken by Hugh Douglas, and that's again really not a good ball from the big defender. Overhit it, skids off the surface, and out for a goal kick to Galway United. So edging towards half time here, and Galway getting themselves in a little bit of a pickle there at the back. There's Timmy Malloy, who was in possession. He was being harried by Lyons and just managed to extricate himself enough, and it's up towards Vinny Flaherty again, and himself and Derek Prendergast both missed it. Comes back here to Chris Horgan into Vinny Flaherty again. Has a look around him and just manages to play it right in between two of his teammates. Neither of them could keep it in play, and it's a throw in for Drogheda United and Conor Kane. Again, he's going to just look for a little flick on from Mark Doyle or Chris Lyons. In fact, it's Ryan O'Shea who comes across for it. Didn't manage to get onto it, and it's Galway who have the ball back. Shane Duggan back to Maurice Nugent. And gets it back again, Nugent, the centre back into Shane Duggan. A little flick around the corner. Conor Kane gets his toe to it, and it's gone out for a throw in. Once again to Galway United, Chris Horgan to take it. Back once again to Maurice Nugent. And once again back to the goalkeeper. So Galway United really, you could call it patient. They've been playing the ball back to their keeper a lot and looking to restart and reset. But it has allowed Drogheda United to squeeze up, put the pressure on. And it's back once again with Matthew Connor. He may go long this time to Vinny Flaherty. No, decides to play short to Maurice Nugent. And again, Drogheda squeeze up a little bit, but it's come into midfield here to Shane Duggan. Got that yellow card a few moments ago. Looks to play in Chris Horgan down the right hand side. A lovely ball from Duggan, and Ryan O'Shea had to get back and defend, and he did that very well. Mark Doyle's clearance, or Conor Kane's clearance rather, doesn't go very far, and it's Galway have it on the edge of the box, but intercepted by Derek Prendergast. And now here comes Drogheda on the break. Brandon Birmingham, he got James Brown charging forward like his team trained down that right hand side into Mark Doyle. Just couldn't take it in. It's a little bit behind him, and he stuck out a leg and got away from him. And here come Galway. Game opening up now a little bit, end to end, and slipped through. Well, Shane Doherty it was who had squeezed in between the two Drogheda defenders and couldn't quite get away from them. But it's come back again well. Vinny Flaherty. It's a bit of a heavy touch from him, and it's gone out for a throw in over on that far side of the field. So we have 38 minutes gone, and it's Drogheda who lead by a goal to nil. Chris Lyons' penalty on 12 minutes. His fourth goal of the season puts him to the top of the goal scoring charts at the club, one ahead of Mark Doyle. So I know those two have a great rivalry in terms of who scores the most goals. No doubt Doyle will be looking to get himself on the score sheet in the very near future, be it tonight or in the next game. Next trip incidentally for Drogheda, they're away to Wexford on Friday evening. And well, like a high foot there from the Galway striker. Well, I say a high foot, it was as much a low head as anything from Mark Hughes. The foul was given against Shane Doherty, but in fairness to Hughes, he was diving almost onto the ground to header that one clear. So Drogheda away to Wexford in the next game. Wexford currently sitting in 6th place in the table with 6 points from those 6 games. Only one win to their credit so far. But again, not an easy trip for Drogheda. They'll just be looking to take care of business tonight and worry about that game in the coming days. David Olamosu with the goal kick. Headed clear, and we come into the last 6 minutes or so before half time. Chris Lyons has gotten away. He's in here. Could it be 2? It's a good save by Matthew Connor. Spread himself very well, and his left foot was what got in the way of Chris Lyons' second goal of the evening. Hughie Douglas, well, it's surely a free out. The referee has given a corner. I thought there was a push in the back on Douglas, but the referee doesn't give it, and in fairness to Hughie Douglas, he wasn't complaining. So it was Shane Doherty who just gave him that little nudge as he was trying to get his foot to it. It's going to be a corner for Galway United, their first of the evening by my count. And it's Shane Duggan making his way into the box. And the Galway referee going in, having a little word, and he's calling Vinny Flaherty and Hugh Douglas towards him. And he's giving them the old cut it out lads gesture. Both players nod their heads, yeah, they won't do that again. And straight away they're back at it. Corner be taken over on the far side of the field, and it's Mark Doyle, I think, who got his toe to it, cleared it. Here come Galway again. It's Jack Lynch who plays into the box, headed clear by Derek Prendergast, and now it's Brandon Birmingham. Bit of a break on here, but Galway have plenty of white shirts getting back. Birmingham trying to go through a little gap that wasn't really there. And Matthew Connor plays it out to his captain, Shane Duggan. Once again looking around him, he's travelled 20 odd yards here without a tackle, and he's played it to his left. And again it's Shane Doherty again trying to get away from Hugh Douglas, and Douglas did well there, just held him off, wins a free kick. David Odumosu in his bright orange strip will take a moment and take the free kick. It's into the last 5 minutes or so of this first half at United Park. Drogheda United leading by a goal to nil. Chris Lyons with the penalty, which he won himself on 12 minutes, giving the home side that most slender of advantages. And Gary Prendergast got one in the face there. He's trying to get back into position, but he looks like he's in a little bit of pain. I think he just got a stray elbow. He's gone to ground. He may need a little bit of attention. Just was coming in to challenge a couple of other players, and he just looked like he maybe got a flick of an elbow or a head to the face. And he's a tough nut. Derek Prendergast, it takes a lot to make him go down, but down he's gone. And it's the physio has come on, give him a bit of attention. So 1-0 to Drogheda United, and I can tell you that Cabinteely have gone 2-0 up, and it's Marty Waters with the goal. Prolific in the first division for a while now. Kieran Marty Waters, 2-0 to Cabinteely. So that's not the result or the outcome at the minute, the scoreline that Drogheda would want, but all they can do is take care of their own business and worry about that later in the season. And the physio rather is asking Derek Prendergast if he's okay to continue, and he's making his way over to the sideline while I expect him to come back on. Just the formality of leaving the pitch to re-enter when the referee waves him back. And he hasn't done so just yet, but I'm sure he will in a moment. And we've seen this in the past over the years, where the referees sometimes leave a player standing on the sideline for a little bit longer than would be normally expected, especially if they think they've been taking liberties. But Prendergast is back on there, no such problems for him. And Jake Hyland, well, scoops it straight up into the air. Mark Hughes jumps for it, wins the header. The man that's just back from suspension. And Hughie Douglas puts it for Chris Lyons, trying to win himself a free kick there by backing into the defender. The referee wasn't falling for it, and here come Galway down the left flank. Shane Doherty, well, it was just overhit for him, and Derek Prendergast comes straight across. Once again taking no chances, punting it down the field, and it's all the way back to Matthew Connor. Knocks a long ball up, and again Hugh Douglas gets his head to it. He's had a solid first half, the former Bray defender. Here come Galway again. Just Drogheda United would just want to keep things tight until half time, get into the dressing room and gather their thoughts and composure, and iron out any of those little problems that they feel they might have had in the first half. They've only got a couple more minutes to endure before they get to the break. And here come Galway again, but Conor Kane comes across, gets his head to it, and now Mark Hughes is able to break it up. Chris Lyons is away, and that's a little bit overhit there outside of the right boot from Mark Hughes. And again, as we said, on that greasy surface, you want to have a fair pair of skates to catch up. Chris Lyons is quick, but he's not that quick. And a break from Galway United again, just looking to create one more chance maybe before the half-time break. Long ball, looking for Faraday over the top, and once again very difficult to keep any of those long balls in play because grass is just so wet. And again, it got away from there. He was lucky he didn't end up wrapped around the pole behind the goals. Faraday, but he's okay. Up he gets. A little bit of a look at his knee, but he's fine. And it's David Odumosu with the goal kick, just approaching the half-time whistle into the last minute of the first half, and we may have maybe a minute or so of added time. There weren't too many stoppages in that first half. Up goes Brandon Birmingham. A serious leap from him, but it just went over his head. Hugh Douglas comes out, misses his kick, and referee gives a free kick over on that far side of the field to Galway United. And this would surely represent their last chance of the half. And 2 minutes goes up on the board, so 2 minutes of added time. And it's going to be a free kick over on that far side of the field. Galway pushing 5 or 6 men forward, not going too reckless with it, and it's flicked on there, and a good header from Maurice Nugent. Did well to get anything on it from there, but it's gone safely wide from a Drogheda perspective, and David Odumosu trots out. He's in no hurry, runs back across to the far side of the goal, just waste a few more seconds, and he will knock this one long down the field. All the players crab over towards that far touchline. All of them squeeze into one little quarter of the pitch almost. A long one from Odumosu. Good header clear from Jack Lynch, and it's Hugh Douglas who gets his head to it. Brandon Birmingham over on that far side of the field. Gets it under control. And well, Jake Hyland just draws a boot on it, and it's blocked by Shane Duggan. James Brown intercepts that through ball, and away come Drogheda United again. Mark Doyle, a little bit of a dummy, leaves his man on the ground, tries to play up the line to Brandon Birmingham. It's been intercepted, and here come Galway again. This surely is the last attack of the half. Back with Jack Lynch again. He's got men calling for the ball all over. It's played towards Vinnie Fardy. Up goes Hugh Douglas. Fardy gets the flick to it, but it's gone safely through to Odumosu, and that should be that for the first half. Odumosu picks it up, takes his time once again, as you would expect, and he trots up towards the edge of the box, boots it long, and well, hit that one. Jake Hyland managed to get it under control, and it's knocked long through the middle. Mark Hughes goes up and wins the header in the middle of the field, and it's come back all the way to Hugh Douglas again, who gets his head to it, and Stephen Christopher knocks it through the middle for Vinnie Fardy, but yet again skips off the surface, out for a goal kick, and there, with that last attack from Galway, is the half-time whistle. So 2 minutes of added time up, both sides making their way back into the dressing room, and Drogheda United leading by a goal to nil. That Chris Lyons penalty on 12 minutes, won it himself. Nice little turn on the edge of the box, got inside, and I think it was Maurice Nugent who made the challenge, and Lyons dispatched to the net. Nugent did redeem himself a few moments later when he was hung out to dry to a certain extent by his goalkeeper Matthew Connor rushing out, but Nugent managed to get back and clear what was an open goal essentially away as Chris Lyons had a go, but Nugent did get back well to defend it, so making amends a little bit for the penalty concession. But Drogheda United with that 1-goal lead, they won't be overly, I wouldn't think, happy with the first half performance. They have been good in parts, but Galway United certainly possessing plenty of threat for a side that I said earlier had no wins in the division so far this season. They definitely look like a useful enough team, and some handy players there, none more so than Shane Duggan, who hit the crossbar with that deflected free kick midway through the first half. So half time here at United Park. It's Drogheda United leading Galway United by a goal to nil. We'll be back for the second half in around about 10 minutes time or so.
Welcome to Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
A back to school brochure arrived in today.
Let's take a look inside. Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
I always say I'll go anywhere provided it's forward, and this time we have to go on from here. They had a dream, and that dream has come true tonight.
Welcome to Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
Our back to school brochure arrived in today.
Let's take a look inside. Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
leading by a goal to nil. That taken a real turn for the worse at half time. There was a little bit of misty rain earlier, but really coming down heavily. It almost looks like a fog across the pitch here at United Park. If you do see something coming across the lens in the second half, it's just us wiping it clean. No way around that. With all the modern technology we have in the world these days, you still have to resort to wiping the lens clean once in a while. So do forgive us if you do see that. I'm sure you'd rather a quick second of a wipe than a blurry screen for 45 minutes. But Drogheda United leading by a goal to nil at the break, and as we were saying as they went in at half time, they would be happy to be 1-0 up, but certainly Galway United have posed plenty of threat in that first half, in particular from those dead balls from Shane Duggan. So with the conditions deteriorating, could be a tricky second half, particularly for the goalkeepers, as Drogheda get us underway again. No changes that I can see just yet, and we will keep an eye on that though and bring any to you that we do see. But as I said a little bit earlier on, it was 2-0 to Cabinteely away to Longford at half time. That'd be a big result for them, top of the table clash, and it's 1-1 between UCD and Athlone Town, two sides who've struggled for form and results this season. But Athlone, of course, getting that point against Drogheda on Friday evening. But that clash at the top of the table of more immediate interest to Drogheda United, and Cabinteely leading by 2-0, 2-0 away to Longford Town. Throw in here at a very wet and rain-swept United Park, and Hughie Douglas has dived in once again, not for the first time tonight, to get his head to it, and Derek Prendergast backing up his centre-back partner with a header clear of his own. And Galway United looking to get things going, and it's good play there from Ryan O'Shea closing down. And it's going to be well, the referee's telling them to get back, a throw in for Galway United on that far side of the field. I'm sure you can see the rain here if you're watching us on YouTube, or if you're not and you're just listening in on LMFM, then it's a really miserable conditions here at United Park, but both sides will just have to get on with it. I say it's not windy or cold, but just a lot of rain falling. Galway United, here they come again, looking to get back into this game. And it's Shane Doherty, and he's played it out to Vinnie Farty, his strike partner, and it's gone out for a throw in on that far side of the field to Galway, taken quickly, and it's knocked in towards the box. Chris Lyons first to it as it's cleared, and it's back with Mark Hughes, and knocked down the line by Conor Kane, left back, and it's gone. Well, it was left by, well, that was really slack stuff there. Jack Lynch left it for Maurice Nugent, and he looked to be caught by surprise. Chris Lyons nipped in, and now he's gone down injured. He was appealing for a free kick, but didn't quite get it. And he's gone down now looking for a bit of attention, and on comes the physio once again, as Tim Clancy and Kevin Doherty over on that far side of the field discussing their options. Chris Lyons is certainly a man they wouldn't want to lose, influential attacking player for them. He's still down, getting a bit of attention. The referee has gone over to check on his well-being. Be a long trip back to the west for Galway, regardless of the outcome, but certainly they feel a lot better about themselves if they could get at least a point out of this visit to United Park. Chris Lyons looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort there. He's got his hand to his head and he's limping as well, so we'll just have to wait and see if he will continue. They do have options on the bench, Drogheda, in the shape of James Clark and Jordan Adeyemo, also Stephen Meany, so there are options for them should they need to make a change, Drogheda, and that's one thing we commented on, and maybe one of the silver linings that's come out of the position the club has found itself in recent years, where they can't really go out and sign lots of players. They've had to blood a lot of young players probably quicker than they would have expected or would have wanted to, but it's led to a situation where they have a strong bench now with lots of experience, lots of youth, but youth players who have played a lot of first team football and are familiar with the league. It's Galway. Knock one in towards Vinnie Farty, and once again beats everybody, goes out for a goal kick to Drogheda United. David Olamosu. Again, taking his time. 1-0 to Drogheda United if you just tuned in, with second half underway. Just 5 minutes gone in the second half. And it's Galway United again, pushing on. We said they didn't create a whole lot from open play in the first half, but those dead balls around the edge of the box from Shane Duggan definitely caused problems. And they'll be hoping to create a few more chances like that in the second half and put the Drogheda United rearguard under pressure, test out David Olamosu in these very difficult conditions. And Drogheda, for their part, will be hoping to get that second and give themselves a little bit of breathing space and a little bit of room for error. Here comes Brandon Birmingham. He's got James Brown running through on his inside, and Brown wins a corner kick as the rain continues to sheet down here at United Park. Jake Hyland's going over to take the corner. He's in no hurry whatsoever. I'm sure the referee might tell him to get a move on, but he's just strolling over at his leisure. Picks the ball up and he makes his way towards the corner flag. So Drogheda have left James Brown and Conor Kane back to look after Shane Doherty. Everybody else forward, including those two centre backs, Derek Prendergast and Hugh Douglas. Whipped in by Hyland with that left foot of his, well headed clear. It was Vinny Fardy who got his head to it. Big attacker coming back to help out his defence. And again towards the back post. The flag goes up though. It was Hugh Douglas on the back post, but the flag went up for offside, so Galway United can breathe again. And it's going to be Matthew Connor, one of those 4 changes that Galway United made from their last game. Matthew Connor, Stephen Christopher, Timmy Malloy and Vinny Fardy all coming in. Drogheda making 4 changes of their own as well. Hugh Douglas, Chris Lyons, Ryan O'Shea and Mark Hughes all coming back into the starting 11. And it's gone out for a throw in down this near side. Brandon Birmingham couldn't keep it in. And it's Galway United still struggling to just create something. It's Timo Hartons who takes it, and Hugh Douglas gets the head to it, gets it clear. Another header back in. Douglas again into Jake Hyland, gets it under control. Mark Hughes just skips away from him off the grass. And Chris Lyons intercepts. It's a poor ball from Timo Partons, but Lyons just overruns it a little bit, kicked away from him, cleared away from him, but it's come back to Conor Kane. Steaming down that left hand side, gets his cross in. Brandon Birmingham just goes over his head. And Galway get it clear. Jake Hyland intercepts it in midfield. Mark Hughes back out towards Conor Kane, but it's intercepted. And it's Chris Horgan with it, charges forward, and well, Shane Doherty just couldn't take it under control, and it's come back again. Shane Duggan in midfield, it's the ball out this near side of the field towards Donal Higgins, and again, for the umpteenth time tonight, it just skids off the grass, and it's gone out for a throw in, which James Brown will take. Chris Lyons looks to be okay, still limping a little bit, but he seems like he's okay to continue for the time being at least. Not a huge amount of activity going on in the Drogheda bench. There's one player down there stretching and warming up, but just that one player at the moment, so it doesn't look like Tim Clancy is in any immediate hurry to make a change. And it's up with Jake Hyland, he wins it, but it's skidded away from him and it's come to Shane Doherty. Now Shane Duggan plays it left footed out, but he hits it a little bit firm, and Stephen Christopher has to work hard to keep it in. He does, and Conor Kane closes him down, goes out for a throw into Galway. Timmy Malloy has it, plays it back again, and Galway look to rebuild once again, switching over to this far side to Timo Partons. And it's Donal Higgins who has it, and Conor Kane, or rather James Brown, comes in. Brilliant bit of play from him. It's through the middle to Chris Lyons. He needs a bit of support, I would say. Looking to go on his own. Gets away from the defender, gets the shot away, but it's well blocked by Maurice Nugent. It's come back to Mark Doyle. Skips over a couple of tackles. May have gotten a free kick if he went down, but he chose to stay on his feet. And eventually he was crowded out of it. Here come Galway United again. Back with Shane Duggan. And it's across into the box. Hugh Douglas just skids off his laces Back to Timo Partons again, the Belgian. Crossed in, it's a good cross, and Owamosu's up. Vinny Vardy was there, and it's gone out for a corner kick, and once again, Drogheda United, a little bit of a nervous moment for them there, but they have escaped once again without any major damage, and that 1-0 lead remains intact. They have had a few hairy moments, to say the least, in this game. That's at least the third one, but the ball hasn't hit the net yet. David Owamosu's clean sheet remains intact, and it's something we touched on earlier on in the commentary, that the goals conceded column for Drogheda doesn't make for good reading at all. When you look at the low numbers that Cabinteely and Longford, who between them before this evening had only conceded 5 goals, Drogheda conceded 8. So that's an indication of the need to just tighten things up a little bit at the back for Drogheda, because they have scored plenty of goals, 15 so far this season, which is the highest in the division. And just leaking 1 or 2 goals unnecessarily, none more so than on Friday evening when they conceded that late penalty. It's going to be a change here now for Drogheda United, and it's Stephen Meany coming on for Chris Lyons. We mentioned Lyons, he went off a few moments ago to receive attention, and his race is run now. He was limping quite a bit with 10 minutes gone in this second half. He was limping as he came back into his position there, so he is retired for the evening, and it's Stephen Meany who has come on. But here come Galway United now, looking to capitalise on that chance a few moments ago, and here comes Shane Duggan again, gets away, has a shot over the bar, and once again it's another warning for Drogheda United that Galway are far from done in this game. And really, if you were to look at the balance of play, you could argue that Galway are unfortunate to be behind here, because they've had some very good chances and then some half chances that they maybe should have converted. Shane Duggan there skipping away from a couple of challenges and just couldn't hit the target. And you do feel that in the conditions that we have tonight, if they could just get one possibly skidding across the turf towards the goal, it might find its way into the net. But as it is, Drogheda United still hold on to that slender 1-0 lead given to them by Chris Lyons' 12th minute penalty. Here come Galway United again, getting a little bit of a period of domination here now, which Tim Clancy won't be too happy about. And it's Donal Higgins, Timo Partons down the left hand side, cut out well by Hugh Douglas, and again he just knocks it long up towards Stephen Meany. He's taken up the position up front as you would have expected, replacing Chris Lyons. But for the moment it's all hands to the pump for Drogheda as Galway continue to dominate possession, and have built a nice little spell of domination for the last 5 minutes or so. Early stages in this second half. Drogheda United breaking clear. Brandon Birmingham, well, he slipped it through to Ryan O'Shea, and his shot comes back to Birmingham again, hits it first time and over the bar. Well, maybe Birmingham could have just taken a touch there, but the instinctive thing was to hit it on the volley as it came back to him. But a very difficult one to control. It was up very high. Would have been Jordan Flores-esque if he'd managed to drive that one into the top corner. But as it was, it just skidded off his boot a little and it went over the bar. So still 1-0 to Drogheda United. And it's a long kick out from Matt Connor, and that's gone out for throw in to Drogheda United over on the far side of the field. Connor Kane will take it. Down the line, Stephen Meany chasing this one. It's Morris Nugent who comes over, and he attempted to clear it, and he got a deflection off the Drogheda player, which is an ideal outcome for the Galway man. And it's a throw in to Galway United as the rain still continues to come down here at United Park. Stephen Meany looking to get onto it on the edge of the box, but comes away from his back with Jake Hyland. Takes a couple of touches, has a look, gives it to James Brown down this right hand side. Back heels it for Brandon Birmingham. He turns away, back to Jake Hyland again, where it all started. It's into Richie O'Farrell, and he has a crack. And Richie O'Farrell has come on, presumably at half time. Didn't see who for, but just having a quick look around. And I think it might have been, well, we'll just have to have a look at that, because O'Farrell is definitely in. I think it may be Mark Doyle that's gone off. We'll update on that in a moment, because we didn't see any board going up, but Richie O'Farrell is in any case, one of the men who was dropped from the starting lineup tonight. And it might actually be Ryan O'Shea who has gone off. Can't see him out there. So Richie O'Farrell in. Drogheda United still leading by a goal to nil. And yeah, it's pretty certain it's Ryan O'Shea who has departed. Here come Galway United again, looking to pull Drogheda out of position a little bit. Again, as has often happened tonight, they've been forced to go back to the goalkeeper. And away they come again. Drogheda United setting up. They've got 7 men strung out across the back line at this point. And Galway United just having to be patient and try and find some gaps here. For the time being, Drogheda are packing everybody back in front of the edge of the penalty area and helping out their defenders. And Galway are going to struggle to get any joy there. Here comes Mark Doyle. Well, it's a little bit out of his reach. He's gone all the way through to Matthew Connor. And once again, Galway, as I said, they've had this period of domination for the last, well, most of this second half so far, with 15 minutes gone rather in the second half. And the rain continuing to blow into our position here in the gantry. David Odumosu will take the goal kick. As we just have a quick look at the other scores in the division this evening. It's as you were between Longford and Cabinteely, 2-0 to the Dubliners, and it's UCD 1, Athlone Town 1. So it's Drogheda United now looking to re-establish a little bit of possession here and get themselves back into it. They've been on the back foot for pretty much all of this second half so far, and indeed, in fairness, for a lot of the first as well. In spite of leading 1-0, they just haven't been at their best tonight, but they'll happily take all 3 points, whether they play well or not. And here's Jake Hyland with the free kick. Once again, everybody forward aside from the 2 fullbacks. And then Mark Hughes is sitting just halfway inside the Galway half, so everybody else forward. As Hyland sticks the hand in the air, hits it towards the back post again to Douglas. They tried that one a few times tonight, and this time it's bouncing around in the 6-yard box. It's cleared. Richie O'Farrell had the shot from the edge of the box. It wasn't going in, but it was cleared by a Galway player, and it looks like a handball over there. Jake Hyland. It's a sore one on a night like this. But again, Hyland putting his hand up for that free kick, and they had looked to get Hugh Douglas in around the back. On that occasion, he managed to get his head to it, knock it down into the goal mouth, but it was cleared by Galway United. They tried that in the first half as well. Douglas just wasn't able to get his head to it, but that's definitely a tactic they have got Drogheda United from those sort of free kicks. And here they come again. Stephen Meany just unable to move the ball into the path of the onrushing Jake Hyland, and here comes Shane Doherty for Galway United, and it's come back off him, I think. Well, no, the referee's given a corner, and it's going to be a few voices telling people to get up the pitch there. I think it's Drogheda defenders. It's going to be taken by Donald Higgins, I think, down in the corner, down to our left here. Galway have all bar 3 of their men inside the box, and it's cleared up into the air. It's come back to the corner taker. Donald Higgins, he's got Hugh Douglas for company, so Douglas pulled out of his centre-back position as the ball came into the box. Conor Kane trying to get around Vinnie Farty. No easy task. Big striker isn't someone you're going to move off the ball too easily. That's another corner, and again it's going to be Donald Higgins to take it, right-footed. And it's a decent ball in at the near post, but it's headed clear by Conor Kane. And it's come back again to Higgins. Gets away from James Brown, has a go, and that was arrowing towards the far corner. If it was a little flick on it, it might have made things difficult. Fardy got ahead to it all right, but just managed to deflect it back out from the goal, if anything. James Brown gets his head to that, and it's gone out for another throw in to Galway United. And as I said, fairly dominant period of play here from the visitors. They haven't managed to get that all-important equaliser yet. And it's thrown straight to Derek Prendergast, takes it on his chest. No nonsense, gets it down the field. And it's come all the way back to Matthew Connor in his all-green strip tonight. And here's Shane Duggan, Dougie. I hear the call go out, so it's the nickname for the captain. And again, Morris Nugent has to play it back, and it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper, Shane Duggan, deciding to play it back to his keeper, and it's a long ball. Prendergast gets his head to it again for the umpteenth time tonight, himself and Hugh Douglas, and that looks to be offside. Well, no, it's not, and it's Brandon Birmingham. It was Stephen Meany initially, and then Brandon Birmingham got in behind. And for all the dominance that Galway have had, they do look like they're liable to be caught with a little through ball like that. They've been caught flat-footed a few times and have been a little bit fortunate to not concede a second, in spite of the fact that they've had most of the play in the second half. And once again, a familiar sight of Jake Hyland going across to take the corner. And once again, the two full-backs are back minding the house. And Derek Prendergast and Hugh Douglas, two of the prime contenders to get their heads on this one. And still the rain falls here at United Park. Really has turned into a miserable evening. Feels like a December night at this point. But here comes Hyland. Hands goes up, left footed in into the near post. It was headed clear. And as Richie O'Farrell gets his toe to it. And that's well intercepted by Jack Lynch. And it's gone off the Drogheda man for a throw in to Galway United. And we have 66 minutes gone here in the game. Drogheda United still leading by a goal to nil. Chris Lyons penalty on 12 minutes, and there's going to be another change, and it's Jack Chute coming on, and it's Jack Chute coming on, and 14 Mark Doyle. So again, not a particularly attacking change from Tim Clancy, but we'll just see how the lineup adjusts. And there's a change for Galway as well, and it's well, two changes in fact. Mikey Place has come on, as has Francili Lombardo, the top scorer. So we'll again not quite see who went off for Galway, but we'll bring you those changes in a moment. And again, it's I think it's Shane Doherty starting. Well, Shane Doherty's still out there in fact, so Galway going for a bit more of an attacking presence. Drogheda on the other hand, looks like on the face of it it's a slightly defensive switch with Jack Chute coming on for Mark Doyle, but like I said, we'll see how the formation changes. And it's Conor Kane running all the way down the touchline and then turning back and coming all the way back again. You don't see that too often. Derek Prendergast, well, that's a great ball as it turned out, but unfortunately Francie Lobato just got his little bit of a touch on it, and just enough to put James Brown off. As I said, Lombardo, the top scorer, just 2 goals from him this season, but Galway's top scorer nonetheless. Hugh Douglas gets a bit of a shove in the back from Mikey Place, and Vinnie Fardy, one of the players who has departed. A little bit of chit chat between the players here. Galway United, I'm sure they'll be frustrated they haven't managed to get the equaliser just yet, because they've had plenty of the ball and plenty of play, but as it is, they still are seeking that equaliser. Referee being urged to tell Drogheda to get a move on. David Odumosu comes out to take it, knocks it long in the direction of Brandon Birmingham. It goes over his head. James Brown was trying to get in behind, and he is forced to throw in. So it's going to be a throw to Drogheda United. James Brown to take it. 1-0 they lead. Remember, Chris Lyons' 12th minute penalty, giving the hosts a slender advantage in this truncated First Division season where every point is going to be crucial, and indeed every point dropped crucial as well. Brandon Birmingham just not able to get it down. It's long ball cleared. Hugh Douglas again gets his head to it. Richie O'Farrell gets away from him. Galway again. It's a good tackle from O'Farrell. Well, he had his studs up a little bit there, Richie O'Farrell, and the Galway man gone down in a little bit of pain. It's Timo Partons. Well, he's okay now. He was rolling around holding his shin. Looked like a heavy challenge, but he's okay. It's going to be Partons to take the throw in. Lombardo flicks it on. Hugh Douglas gets his head to it, and Richie O'Farrell gets his toe to it, and away come Drogheda with Mark Hughes. And a little disguised pass there, tried to put Stephen Meany in, the no-look pass almost, but it wasn't quite exactly where he intended it to go. And here comes Shane Doherty up the other end for Galway. Back to Timmy Malloy. It's crossed into the box. Douglas. It's come to Lombardo. Big physical presence, and he's got a nice little bit of footwork in the box. It's deflected off Douglas. Has come through to Mikey Place, and again Drogheda United panicking a little bit, getting it out of there. And a shout for handball not given. Adamosu. Oh, well. Panic stations in the Drogheda defence there. There was a shout for handball. It came back to Mikey Place. He got his shot away. And it just, as I mentioned a bit earlier in the half, get those shots on target and make the goalkeeper earn his money, because it's a very greasy evening. And that ball came back off Adamosu. He wasn't able to hold on to it. And for a moment, it looked like, I think it was Shane Doherty coming in, was going to nick it past him, but it's gone out for a goal kick. And again, Drogheda survive. 20 minutes to go. We have 70 minutes gone. So, yeah, the Galway goalkeeper saying he thought it was a handball. It was Hugh Douglas who went down very low, kind of in orthodox fashion, to clear it, or to take it on his chest almost, but there was a shout for handball. It wasn't given. And again, Drogheda come away with it. They've definitely rode their luck a little bit tonight, the home side. But they still have that 1-0 lead. That's all that counts at this stage. And it's going to be a throw in over on that far side of the field. And Galway still in search of this equaliser. They've definitely huffed and puffed plenty, but they haven't managed to blow the house down just yet. And it's headed up in the air with Mark Hughes, and it's come back here to Galway once again. They try again to get that elusive equaliser. At least it's been elusive so far. Lombardo has it, and it's James Brown who comes across, plays it well there, and comes away with the ball. His full back on the opposite side, Conor Kane, shouts for it. He gets it. And here's Brandon Birmingham. James Brown is steaming into the box, screaming for it. Comes across to Stephen Meany, lays it back. Richie O'Farrell, little slider pass to James Brown. He has a go, good save from the keeper. Comes back to him again on his left foot this time. And it's come back out to Jake Hyland. Drogheda looking to make the game safe, or you would imagine safe if they could get that second goal, but that's possibly the best chance they've had in this half. Good breakout, and James Brown getting his shot away, and he's now gone down, James Brown. Just keep an eye on him. He's gone down in the attacking half of the pitch from a Drogheda perspective, and he looks to be in a lot of pain. The call comes to put the ball out. Referee has stopped the game. Jake Hyland is the man who was shouting for them to put the ball out, and he says, "We stopped the game for you in the first half." But Galway weren't too interested in doing that, and I suppose they're 1-0 down. It's easy to say put it out when you're ahead. James Brown has gone down, and he looks like he's holding his left leg, and he did swing quite wildly at that ball when it came back to him from his initial shot. Had the shot with his right foot, the keeper saved it, came back to him, and he swung his left foot at it. And you just wonder if he tweaked some when he did that, because obviously it's his weaker side. On a cold, wet evening like this, maybe he just twanged something in his hamstring or in his thigh. It's the knee, or the thigh just above the knee that the physio is strapping up. Now, it's putting quite a bit of strapping on it, so it's either a precaution to get it strapped up as quickly as he can and take him off, or patch him up and get him through it. But it's it looks like it's a patch up to get him back on. But if that's possibly maybe it's just a dead leg or something from James Brown. The only reason I suspected it might have been was the way he had that rebound shot, but hopefully he's all right. He seems to be all right, and he's the linesman's telling him to wait, not to go back on. Oh. And so James Brown is back in, still limping a little bit, but he looks okay. And the physio is obviously happy enough to send him back on. So it's still 1-0 to Drogheda United. And it appears that it was Donald Higgins was the other player who went off along with Vinnie Farty for Galway. Don't see him out there. And away comes Shane Duggan again. He's been a little bit less influential in this second half, but Galway haven't had those sort of dead ball positions outside the box that he was able to use his left foot to good effect in the first half. And here they come again. And here is Duggan. Plays it to Timo Parto, and it's the Belgian out to Lombardo on this near side. He's got James Brown for company. He's going to test out that left leg of Brown's, and Brown, well, not exactly a textbook challenge, but he got his body in the way and he's conceded the corner. And we have a quarter of an hour to go, 75 minutes on the clock, and Galway pushing still for this equaliser. And as I said a little bit earlier, I know we're pro Drogheda here, but they really have pushed hard for an equaliser, and you wouldn't say they didn't deserve one if they managed to get it, but obviously Drogheda will be hoping that they can hold on and maybe get that crucial second goal. It's now 3-0 to Cabinteely in that game away to Longford Town. That's a big result for them if they can keep it going, and it's unlikely that they're going to lose it at this point. Another substitution, in fact two, and it's Timmy Malloy who's gone off, and it's number 10 Conor Barry who's come on. So Galway United another throw of the dice here as they seek this equaliser. Drogheda have to throw in deep in their own half of the field towards halfway, and it's driven back into the Drogheda corner of the field by Galway, but it's come all the way back to Odamosu, and he gleefully picks it up, shunts Shane Doherty out of the way and waves everybody forward. And you'd imagine that Drogheda will be playing low risk stuff from here on out. I don't envisage them playing it out from the back too often, and Odamosu knocks that one long as if to prove the point, and it's going to be a throw in to the home side, and they will be looking to slow things down at every opportunity from now until the end of the game, into the last 15 minutes. That slender 1-0 advantage still intact, and it has been placed in serious jeopardy at different stages of this game. But here comes Richie O'Farrell as Drogheda look to make the game safe. Little 1-2, but unfortunately for him, the flag is up and he is offside. And it's going to be a free kick to Galway United. Now, can the visitors snatch something from this game? They still have time, and they've made a few changes to try and get themselves back into it. Notably up front, Mikey Place and Francilli Lombardo coming on. But so far, so good from a Drogheda perspective. David Odamosu, again, no messing around here. Drives it long up the field in the direction of Richie O'Farrell, I should say, over on that far side of the field. Actually, no, it was Brandon Birmingham. Couldn't keep it in. And Drogheda just squeeze up a little bit towards the halfway line and try to keep Galway hemmed in a little bit. Throw in down the line. Lombardo goes up for it. Falls over Conor Kane. He's a big man. Lombardo has the height advantage that could prove useful if Galway United can get a few set pieces around the box before the end of the game. And it's going to be another throw in down in that far corner in front of the clubhouse here at United Park. Rain has eased a little bit, thankfully. Jake Hyland swings his leg at it, but the ball doesn't come his way, and the referee's given a free kick. just inside the Drogheda United half, inside the Galway United half, I should say. And it's taken quickly over to this first near side. Timo Parthones give it to him, his teammate says, as the run is made off the ball by Conor Barry. Again, Shane Duggan with that left foot sprays it over towards Francis Lombardo, who's picked up positions out wide since he's come on. He was down this right hand or left hand channel for a while, and now he's over on the far side, so you may well see them knocking balls diagonally and hoping that he can get in on them in the back post. Parthones has it, tries to play it into Mikey Place, but it got a little flick off Mark Hughes on the way through, and that was enough to take it away from the Galway striker. Mark Hughes has had a decent game on his return to the side. Of course, got that red card early in the game against Shamrock Rovers, at which time his side were 2-0 down, and then going a man down, it looked like it was a lost cause for them. They did manage to get a point out of it, so that was a really good result for them. I suppose it swings and roundabouts. They drew a game they should have lost in Tala, and then they drew a game they probably should have won on Friday night against Athlone. But they look like, at the moment anyway, they're going to get all 3 points here at United Park. Still time left for Galway United. We're into the last 10 minutes, plus whatever the referee adds for injuries. And again, a lot of frustrated voices from Galway United as Matthew Connor comes up, takes the free kick, knocks it long towards Lombardo again, and well, he was beaten to it by Conor Kane, which probably shouldn't happen given the respective size of the two men, but Kane just read it that little bit better. Excuse me. And Conor Kane with the throw in down in that corner of the field, or halfway inside his own half, up towards the halfway line. Just slipped out of his hands a little bit as he threw it, which you would expect on a night like this. No ball boys with towels, as we see often at the rugby, and indeed at the Premier League and European games. But no such luck tonight for Conor Kane. Just lost his grip on the ball as he threw it, and it's still gone out for a throw in a little bit further up the pitch, so it's worked out okay for Drogheda United. And it looks like Galway are readying another substitution. Looks like Carlton Ubazunu, who may come in a moment, and it's knocked out of play once again by Drogheda, so it's going to be a throw in to Galway United just inside the Drogheda United half. Bit of a tangle of bodies over on the far side of the field. Derek Prendergast has a bit of a job on his hands. The ball comes into the box. James Brown hacks it up into the air, drops on the edge of the box to Shane Duggan, and again, just for a moment there, James Brown hung out a leg, and just were concerned that there might be a penalty incident. And Stephen Meany does well, just puts a little bit of pressure on Maurice Nugent, and the Galway man concedes the throw in. James Brown with the hairband that he's been wearing in recent weeks. Obviously opted for a change of hairstyle over the lockdown period, and wears it well, I must say. And here come Galway United again. Shane Duggan plays it out to the substitute Conor Barry, and it's inside to, well, it's gone all the way back to the defender Maurice Nugent. Knocks it long, and Galway get it back on the halfway line, but Richie O'Farrell nips in and just tidies things up a little bit. Back to Jack Shoot, and it's knocked long again. Stephen Meany went up for it but was beaten to it, and a little bit of head tennis comes back to Hugh Douglas. Gets the ball down, Richie O'Farrell, and he's got a runner down the far side of the field, and it's Brandon Birmingham. Little change of pace, but it was well read by the defender, and the referee's given a free out. He just did a little stop and go, Brandon Birmingham, but the defender over on the far side of the field was reading that one, and it's going to be a goal kick, or a free kick rather, to Galway, to be taken by the goalkeeper Matthew Connor. And we've got one more change here, and it's Timo Parthones coming off, and it's Carlton Ubazunu coming on. So another late change from Galway United with about 7 minutes to go in normal time here. Drogheda United still leading by that 1-0. Chris Lyons penalty in 12 minutes. At this moment in time, will give Drogheda United all 3 points. Longford have pulled the goal back against Cabinteely, and it's Joe Gorman with it on 75 minutes. UCD leading Athlone Town now. Athlone had taken the lead through Lee Duffy, a former Drogheda man who came back to haunt his old club on Friday with a good performance, but they've now gone ahead. 2 goals from Yo-Yo Maddy has given UCD a 2-1 lead in that game. All those games, of course, kicking off at the same time, so around about 7 minutes left in all of them, but it certainly looks at the moment as if Cabinteely are going to extend their lead over Longford at the top. It would see Cabinteely moving to 19 points. Drogheda would be up to 14 with a win here into second place. Still time left though, and a free kick to Drogheda United, to Galway United rather. And it's a foul on Caelan O'Dea, and it's going to be Conor Barry with the free kick. And again, Galway pushing pretty much everybody forward. They really need to capitalise on one of these chances soon. Drogheda will be hoping to keep them out. It's all the way to the back post, and it's, well, hands on the head there from one of the Galway attackers. And again, into the side netting. It was a looping cross to the back post, and I think it was Maurice Nugent who was creeping in around the back, and he got his head to it, and from his reaction he looked like he was disappointed not to hit the target. He just saw the net ruffle, and I wasn't sure if it had gone this side or the far side of it, but luckily for Drogheda's point of view, it's gone to the far side and it's gone wide. But here come Galway once again. 2 substitutes trying to link up, and unfortunately from their perspective it's Hugh Douglas who gets his boot to it, knocks it long. The touch there, Carlton Ubazunu takes on James Brown. Good tackle from Brown. He's still going, but Richie O'Farrell gets in, and it's a strong challenge there from Caelan O'Dea, and it's going to be a throw into Drogheda United. James Brown to take it. Just 3 or 4 minutes left for Drogheda to hold on to what would be a hard-earned win. They haven't had it easy tonight at all. Galway certainly give them plenty of problems, and it's not all over yet. They're not out of the woods yet, Drogheda. A long ball from Shane Duggan. Derek Prendergast intercepts it well. And, well, maybe that would have been the time to put your foot through it. He tried to slip it to Mark Hughes, and it was intercepted. And here come Galway again. Chris Horgan down that far side of the field. Francis Lombato, who again is picking up a position wide on the right. And Galway really stretching the play now. And that's a long ball, and a good ball too, in the direction of Mikey Place. Gets away from, well, he doesn't. It's Derek Prendergast who came across, and he was just wrong-footed there by Mikey Place. And it's going to be a free kick to Galway, and once again, with just 3 minutes of normal time to go, it's a dangerous position for Drogheda United. Now, what can Galway engineer from here? Again, they've pushed all bar 3 of their players into the box, and it's hit towards the back post, and it's a great header clear from Hugh Douglas. He's been really good tonight. Got his head on a lot of clearances, or a lot of balls through from Galway, and put his body on the line on several occasions. That was a vital interception there from that free kick. And it's Brandon Birmingham who chased that one down, but Galway get it back again, and Drogheda just sitting in a little bit now, trying to hold on to what they have. Carlton Ubazunu has it. Back to Conor Barry, tries to get away, and, well, has he given the free kick to Galway? I think he has, the referee, and he's showing a yellow card to Jake Hyland. Second yellow card of the evening for Drogheda United. And it's going to be Conor Barry who's standing over this one, the number 10. And again, Shane Duggan is there, and we saw what he could do in the first half. And this is what are we talking about, 30 yards out, but the conditions that we have tonight, if you just get it on target, anything can happen. We saw the Mosley spill one earlier. Greasy conditions, rain coming down, and if either one of these men can hit the target, and someone follows up. There's no saying where this ball could end up. Here comes Shane Duggan. He has a crack. It's deflected. And a shout for handball once again, which seemed a little bit ambitious from Matthew Connor, the man furthest away from it. So I'm not sure he's in the best position to judge, but didn't look like one from here. But again, it's gone out for a corner. That free kick from Shane Duggan, as we say, the one he had in the first half could have deflection as well and hit the crossbar. This one has gone out for a corner, and Galway United once again with time running out. It's knocked in, it's flicked away by Mark Hughes, and it's gone out for another corner. And it's Mikey placed over there, takes it quickly. And well, there's a break on now if they're quick enough. And it's James Brown, so you can be sure they're quick enough. Takes on. Now it's slipped it through. That's Brandon Birmingham, he's through. And the keeper, well, that would have been one of the most extraordinary goals. The keeper got his foot to it, and as he spread himself, it hit his foot, bounced off against his hand, and just rolled past the post. That was a real good chance there. James Brown charging through, slipping it into Brandon Birmingham. And a decent save from Matthew Connor, but he nearly got very unlucky with that one because, as I say, saved it with his foot, ricocheted up off his hand, and just rolled past the post. So we're into added time now, and you can imagine Drogheda will take this one short. In stark contrast to the corners earlier in the game, they put nobody forward for this. And it's Stephen Meany and Brandon Birmingham. They take it short, they'll try and win another corner. Brandon Birmingham is holding off his man, and it's the corner again. To Drogheda United, that's worked out well for them. Carlton Ubazunu getting his toes with him, putting it out for corner, and again, Brandon Birmingham and Stephen Meany working it short. Birmingham, he's lost his footing a little bit. I think he might be under pressure here, but he's conceded the throw, and it looked to come off a Galway player, but he has gone out for a throw into the visitors, and the time very much against them now. They've thrown everything at Drogheda in this second half. They just haven't been able to get that vital equaliser, which, as I say, you wouldn't have argued too much if they had gotten it, because they've had lots of the ball, but just haven't managed to find that lucky breakthrough that they so desperately needed. And Drogheda likewise haven't been able to get that second goal to give themselves a little bit of comfort, but they won't care too much about that if they can just hold on for these last few minutes. And they have conceded the throw-in on the far side of the field. Galway once again pushing on, trying to find this equaliser. Still without a win this season yet, Galway, and they're not going to get it here tonight, but the best they could hope for is an equaliser. Richie O'Farrell has it in midfield, and referee's given a free kick for handball, I think. Jake Hyland brings it forward. He's in a little bit of a hurry, Jake Hyland, it seems. I don't think there's any need to take your time. He might even bring David Odumosu forward to take this one, just waste of a few more seconds. Mark Hughes has it. He might just look to knock it into the corner and push on. Well, he's hit it towards Brandon Birmingham, but it was a little bit under hit and intercepted. He's come back into the midfield. Handball there from Galway possibly, but Mikey Place in with a 50-50 challenge on. Mark Hughes wins the ball, but it's come back here to Shane Duggan, knocks the ball down the line. Hugh Douglas puts his hand across Shane Doherty, who rather spectacularly threw himself to the ground, but he wasn't going to get near that pass anyway, even if he hadn't been impeded. The referee said play on. With 92 minutes gone now, I can't imagine there'll be a whole lot of time left. There weren't too many stoppages in the second half. Another long booming clearance from David Odumosu. He's been going long with most of those clearances in the second half. And again, Drogheda have it over on that far side of the field. Nice bit of interplay between Brandon Birmingham and Conor Kane, and it's a free kick to Drogheda United, and that will be a very welcome relief to them. That should surely see them home over the line with that 1-0 lead intact. Again, they'll probably look to work this one short. Jake Hyland has come across to take it. Don't see them throwing this one into the box. Hyland plays it short indeed. Nice little step over there from Brandon Birmingham. And it's back with Hyland again. Looks up. Who does he have in front of him? He's got Stephen Meany and Brandon Birmingham nearby. It's into Meany. He takes it away from two defenders, still trying to hold on to it, but it's Jack Lynch who comes away with it for Galway, and Mark Hughes is in there quickly. come back to Jack Lynch again. Here's Shane Duggan now. This could be Galway's last attack. Rubizunu down this left-hand side, looks up, comes back inside, and it's played towards Shane Duggan, but he throws his hands in the air as he loses his footing. He wasn't overly pleased with the pass, and Brandon Birmingham wins the free kick, and that's going to be a booking for Chris Horgan, I think. And that should be that from Drogheda's perspective. Another free kick, and again they'll look to knock it into the corner. It's exactly what they've done, and Brandon Birmingham was off after that one, but well, it's as good as a kick to touch in rugby, right into the corner, and Galway have a long way to go to get up towards the other end of the field, but they've taken a direct approach, and Mikey Place looked like he was fouled there. Referee says play on. Hugh Douglas comes across, takes no chances, puts it in the stand. Galway United, this is surely their last chance. Tim Clancy has got his arms outstretched as if to say, where are you getting this time from, ref? And it's going to be Shane Doherty, and he's doing a Rory lap style run up here. We'll hope to get a bit of purchase in this one and get it into the box. Again, it sort of slips out of his hands, flicked on by Lombato, and is cleared. And there is the full-time whistle. That was indeed the last chance for Galway United. It's come to nothing, so Drogheda have survived what at times was a very tense second half from them in terms of half chances and, well, more than half chances at certain points that Galway created, but they certainly rode their luck at times, Drogheda, but they've come away with a crucial 1-0 win. As I said a little bit earlier, they drew a game that they probably should have lost against Rovers, and then drew a game they probably should have won against Athlone Town, and tonight you could argue that they couldn't have complained too much if Galway had equalised, but they've come away with a 1-0 win, and it could be a crucial one in the grander scheme. As we said, an abbreviated season this year with everything that's gone on, and every point absolutely vital. So Drogheda have gotten all 3 points tonight with that 1-0 win, and maybe try and secure that automatic promotion place. But that's just about it from ourselves here on LMFM this evening. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. A good night for Drogheda United, a 1-0 win, albeit at times they did ride their luck, but they've come away from United Park tonight with all 3 points. Drogheda United 1, Galway United 0. Thanks very much for joining us. We will speak to you again soon.
Welcome to Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.
A back-to-school brochure arrived in today.
Let's take a look inside. Briscoe's Megastore Drogheda.